Hi everybody, welcome to Rise and Shine. My name is Jen and I'm going to be leading you through today's practice. So we're going to find a position that's nice and comfortable for us and stay here for a minute or two, maybe even 3. Finding a nice comfortable breath, whether that's in and out through one nostril with the other, whether that's a slow breath in, a hold, a slow breath out, whether that's just breathing in through the nose, through the torso, into the belly, and back up and out. Whatever works for you, that's what we're going to do today. Couple more breaths here. And then depending on where you are, we're all going to meet together, laying on our backs, hugging our knees into our chest. Big squeezes, and if you want to rock a little side to side, that's fine. Spend a couple seconds here. If you were already here, that's wonderful, great, we're just joining you. And I feel like I want to give some little circles from the hips by holding on to my knees. And I'm going to switch and do the same thing the other way. I'm going to drop one leg and just hug one knee really tight in. And then I'm going to switch sides. I'm going to release. I'm going to bring my knees to the side, but instead of doing it the traditional way where my feet are touching, I'm going to have one leg in front and one leg behind. And now I'm going to switch it so my feet are touching. And then I'm going to switch it so my other leg is in front. Okay, wonderful, great. Bring those knees back up. Let's take one leg, bring it across, figure four. Point those toes up to the ceiling. Hold it here for a second. If you want to put a slight bit of pressure on this thigh, open it up a little bit, open that hip, you're more than welcome. Then I'm just going to grab behind that knee, or thigh, sorry. Pull myself up slightly. And then bring that head on the ground and lift that thigh. My knee is bent. And now my leg is straight. I'm gonna switch it out, so I'm gonna drop that leg. The other side, I'm gonna make that figure four. I'm gonna bring those toes up to the ceiling. And I'm gonna push, if I push a little bit on the other side, I'm gonna push a little bit on this side. And then I'm gonna grab behind that thigh and lift that head up. I'm going to put that head down and lift that leg. Wonderful. I'm going to come down. Bring both those knees on the ground, both those feet on the ground, jeez, and drop those knees to one side. Taking nice, purposeful breaths. And let's go through the center and go the other direction. Come back through center. Straighten those legs. Straighten those arms overhead. Nice, long arms, nice long legs. And then we're going to roll over onto our belly. And push ourselves into a tabletop position. Taking your time. And when you get there, some little cats and cows, if that feels good. ready, sit back on your heels. Let's roll those shoulders. Now let's roll the other way. And let's come up over the top. And the other way. Come back through center, walk those fingertips forward, and bring that chest on top of the thighs. Walk those hands a little bit to the right side. And then a little bit through the left side. Come back, there's the center, roll it up, and then bring those arms behind you, open them up. Nice, big chest stretch. All right, release those arms. We're gonna come into a downward dog. Pedal those feet out a little bit. We're not gonna stay here long. And when you're ready, walk those feet to meet the hands. Let that head and neck hang, same as before, having that chest on top of the thighs. And then rolling up, nice and slow. Take any adjustments that you need to do at the top. And standing here in mountain. Big breaths. One more. Let's cross one leg over and bring that arm. So this is my right leg that's crossed over, and I bring my right arm over the top. Or your left, whatever happens to be. It's just one giant long line. And I'm gonna lean forward and swoop down. And I'm gonna come up. Hold it and swoop it down. 2 more times. Come up. And sweep. And come up. And sweep. And release. other side, so now it's my left leg crossing over and is my left arm up over the top. And sweep down and around. And down and around. 2 more. Down and around. And down and around and release. Beautiful. Back here in our mountain. Let's bring those arms up and swan dive down. Bend those knees generously. Hold it here. And roll it up. 3 more. Arms up. Swan dive forward. Bend those knees. Come on up. Arms up. Swan dive down. Hold it here. And come up. And one more time, come up. Swan dive down. And hold here. And come on up. Hands on the hips. Feet run underneath your hips, so if you need to make them a little bit wider, that's fine. Everyone's hips are obviously different compared to their body versus everybody else's, so you do you. Hands on the hips. Just go down a little bit and come back up. So I'm going to turn this way. A little bit and up. A little bit and up. A little bit more and up. If you want to have your hands in front as a counterbalance, that's another way to put them too. And then 2 more squats, a little deeper. Beautiful. Come on up. If you don't have your hands here in front, put your hands here in front. And we're going to come down to that squat and we're going to hold for 10 seconds with those arms in front. Let's come down and hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and come up. Shake it out. And come up on down on your toes. Shake out those legs, whatever they happen to be. All right, so we're going to do that same thing. We're going to bring the feet a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. So my hips are here, my legs are here. Let's do some little squats, some medium squats, and some deeper squats. So, little squats. Medium squats. And a little bit deeper of squats. Your choice on the depth. All right, and come up. And then we're going to come down. We're going to hold it for 10 seconds with those arms in front. I feel very Hydra-Genie-esque. All right, let's come down and hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come up. Shake it out. We're going to do that one more time. Having your feet out super wide. Now they can either be pointed, your toes can either be pointed in or pointed out. I find it a lot more comfortable for my toes to be pointed out, but that's me, not you. So you decide what works best for you. All right, so 3 little squats, 3 medium, 3 a little deeper, and then the 10-second hold. Okay, so you ready? Let's go light, short, short. Let's go a little deeper. come up, bring those hands in front, and let's hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Going up, heel, toe, those feet in. And I just want you to just come up and down on your toes and just kind of pedal it out like you would be doing if you were in a downward dog position. And if you want to do them together, just kind of move around. I like to do this little rocking motion where I'm rocking forward onto my toes, onto my heels, lifting the toes. Sometimes it feels good, sometimes it's a little too much based on the balance. But if it's something that feels good, play around, give it a try. All right, so let's bring those hands up and let's swan dive down. Let's bring those hands all the way to the ground and then take one foot back behind, take the other foot back behind and come into our plank. And then drop one knee and drop the other knee and kind of sit back. Stretch here for a second. Come on back through tabletop. Take one leg, bring it back behind it. Don't hit your wall behind you. And then bring that knee in and bring that foot and drop it right between those hands. Nice and easy. Roll yourself up and bring those arms up. Palms facing each other. If you want to do a little back bend, if that feels good, by all means, please do so. And then we're going to do the exact opposite. We're going to lean forward. We're going to bend at the hips. And I'm going to keep those hands by my ears. I'm just going to lean forward. So I was up here. Now I'm just leaning forward. Come back up. Drop those hands for a second. Shake it out. We're going to transition between the back bend to the middle and to the front. So kind of a back lean, right up, straight, and a forward lean. And go back and forth a couple times. If you need to drop these arms to get some blood back into them, that's fine. If you need to modify the arms and put them here, that's fine. Otherwise, I would like you to try to keep those arms right next to your ears for as long as you can. And feel free to make the foot as wide as you need to based on the stability that you're having for your balance today. All right, so let's bring those arms up. So lean back and center and forward and center and back and center and forward and center. One more and back and center and forward and center. Release those hands. Come back through tabletop and sit back on those heels. All right, we're ready to do the same thing on the other side. All right, so coming into tabletop. Take that other leg, my right leg in this case, kick it back. Tap your wall. Bring that knee in and bring that foot on the ground in between those hands. And then come up, make any adjustments as needed. Left, right, in, out, all those things. And let's bring those arms up. And let's lean back. Through center and leaning forward with the hips. Come back through center, release those hands, shake it out. We're gonna do that same thing. We're gonna go forward, back, 3 times. Make any adjustments. Bring those arms up if you have them up. Let's lean back. And center. And forward. And center. And back. Forward. Lean all the way in. center, and back, and center, and forward, and center, release, come back, sit back on your heels. I grab a little drink really quick. And then we're gonna transition to doing that with a high lunge. If you're like, no, I don't think that's gonna work for me today, Jen, stick with the low lunge, totally fine. All right, take another breath or two here. Center yourself, decide what your journey is going to look like for the next couple minutes, or what variation you want to take. Are you down on the ground? Are you up in the air? And come into tabletop. If you're joining me up high, we're going to come into downward dog. We're going to lift that first leg up behind. We're going to bring that knee in. And we're going to bring that foot in. And we're going to stand on up. We're going to make any adjustments that we need to. Clothing wise and stability wise. And let's bring those arms up. And let's lean back. Center. And forward. And center. That's one. Lean back. Center. Forward. Center for two. Lean back. And center. Forward. And center. Take those hands down. Let's bring those arms down. Bring those hands to the ground. Come back to plank. Drop those feet. Relax. Take 5 breaths. All right, we're ready for the other side. Remember, you can still stay down low if you need to. All right, we're planking. We're down dogging. Other leg is coming up. We're bringing that knee in. Foot's on the ground. Coming on up. Adjust as needed. Arms up. Let's lean back. And center. And forward. And center. And back. And center. And forward. And center. One more. Back. And center. And forward. And center. Bring those hands down to the ground. Come back to plank. And everybody lower all the way down. Putting those hands underneath your chin and just turning and facing one side. And turning and facing the other side. Come back to the center. Now onto all fours. And we're going to go into a pigeon. So that figure four that we did at the beginning of class, we're not going to go into the more traditional posture. So take leg A, I don't care which that leg is, bring it back behind. I'm gonna have footprints on this wall, aren't I? All right, bring that knee in. And swing that leg so your knee and your foot are roughly in that 3 to 9 o'clock space. And we're gonna be up nice and tall. And then come on down as far as is comfortable for you. And we're gonna hold for 5 breaths. We're gonna slowly come on up. Back to the position we started at. And we're gonna turn and face one way. I'm going to turn and face the other way. We're going to come back to the center. We're going to tuck that back to under and lift and come back to all fours. All right, side B. Bring that leg back. Bring that knee in and transition. So your knee and foot are at that 3 and 9 o'clock on the other side. I will tell you very honestly that my knee is more at 2 o'clock and my foot's probably more like a 7 or an 8, but that's me. So we're up. And then let's come on down. 5 breaths. Come back up. And we're going to look one way. And we're going to look the other way. And we're going to come back to the center. And tuck those back toes under. Lift it up. Come back into tabletop. Have a seat, and then swing those legs in front. All right, we're gonna do a little saw action. And by that, I mean, whatever I'm gonna call this ab exercise. Body saws I've heard of called like 8 different ab exercises, so. You're either, actually I'm gonna turn this way. You can either put your arms straight out, or you tuck them in this way, or you can tuck them in this way, whatever, float your boat. But I would like your toes to be straight up and down. And you're going to twist and reach towards the opposite, ankle, toe, knee, whatever. Come back up and switch to the other. So if your hands are more in here, you're just gonna come in and rotate and come back and rotate. So you can do this way if you're tight on space, if you're gonna like hit things, or if having your arms out is too uncomfortable for you. But either way, we're leaning forward from the hip. Let's do 2 more each side. One more each side. And come back down. Let's bend those knees. Everybody's good because I'm a big hug. Alright, beautiful. Release that. I'd like you to lay on your back, just kind of let yourself roll back. Bend one knee, and the other leg is straight. Now we're going to do some straight leg raises here. So we're going to bring this straight leg up as high as this bent leg. So we're going to come up, point flex, come on down. So we're going to do a couple of those. So let's come up, move that ankle, and back down. Let's do one more like that. And let's add in a little movement with the knees. So we're going to come on up to the top, point flex, and down. So we're almost just bike riding motion with that ankle flexibility. One more like that, and then we're going to switch directions. So then we're going to come up straight, point flex, and through. And let's straighten that leg and just kind of wiggle it a little bit back and forth. Let's bend that knee and let's switch out for the other side. So first, move my cup. We're just going to go up and down to the height. So let's go up, point flex, and alright, let's add in that circular motion. So we're coming up, pointing and flexing, and down. Alright, let's switch direction, coming up, point flex. Two more. And straighten those legs. Straighten those arms behind you. Big full body stretch. Bend those knees and then drop them to the left side, keeping your arms back behind. And the other way. I want you to come back through center. Straighten those legs. Bring those arms in front for your Shavasana. Tuck those shoulder blades under. wiggle those fingers and toes. Bend one knee in, bend the other knee in, and let them drop to the side. Hug yourself into a ball here. Take that top arm and use it to push yourself up nice and slow. Come to the top here, just sit cross-legged. Take a second. Collect yourself and drop one ear to the shoulder. And the other side. Switch again. And again. Come back to the center, drop that chin. Roll it up. Drop that chin. And roll it up. Come back to the center. Side stretch one more time. And the other way. Come back to the center. If you haven't opened your eyes already, please do so nice and slowly. And that is it for today's practice. Thank you for joining me. Hope you had a nice time. I know I did, and I'll catch you later.